Good day, students. Welcome to our lesson this week in General Mathematics. Today, we're going to discuss future value of annuities. Let's have this situation. Mang Jose wants to start a business with an initial capital of 50,000 pesos. He decided to put up a fund with deposits made at the end of each month. If he wants to gain the initial capital after 2 years, how much monthly deposit must be made? In most cases where houses, cars, or any properties are purchased, a series of payments is needed at certain points in time. Such transaction is called annuity. An annuity is a sequence of equal payments or deposits made at a regular interval of time. If payments are made at the end of every period, the annuity is referred as ordinary annuity or annuity immediate. If payments are made at the beginning of every period, the annuity is referred as annuity-due. If the frequency of payments is the same as the compounding period, say payments are made monthly and the interest is also compounded monthly, then the annuity is called simple annuity. The term annuity refers to a simple ordinary annuity, unless otherwise stated. Here's the formula to solve for the future value of ordinary annuity. A equals R times 1 plus I over M raised to mt minus 1 all over I over M, where A is the future value, R is the regular payments, I is the nominal interest rate, M is the compounding period, T is the time in terms of years. For example, suppose you deposit 1,000 pesos at the end of every month for 2 years in a bank account, providing 5% annual interest compounded monthly. What is the worth of your account at the end of 2 years? So here are the given. R is equal to 1,000 pesos, the regular payments. T is equal to 2 years. I is equal to 5% or 0.05. M is equal to 12 because the compounding period is monthly. So here we are going to solve for the future value. We are going to use this formula. A equals R times 1 plus I over M raised to mt minus 1 all over I over M. So let us continue. Substitute the values of R, T, I, and M. So here you have A equals 1,000 times 1 plus 0.05 over 12 raised to 12 times 2 minus 1 all over 0.05 over 12. Okay, so use your scientific calculator to solve this. You may also use mathematics software such as Symbolab or Mathway. So here you're going to arrive at A equals 25,185.91 pesos. That is the future value of this ordinary annuity. Example 2. Find the future value of an ordinary annuity with regular payment of 1,000 pesos at 5% interest rate compounded quarterly for 3 years. How much is the interest earned? So in this problem, it's very obvious that we will be solving for the ordinary annuity. Ordinary annuity, or if the problem has phrase at the end of each payment period. So at the end, so that's ordinary annuity. So given the regular payment is 1,000 pesos, time is 3 years, I is 5% or 0.05, M is 4 because the compounding period is quarterly. So we will be solving for A. Again, this is the formula that we are going to use. The future value of ordinary annuity. For the continuation, just substitute the values of R, T, I, and M. So make sure that you are substituting the values correctly. So here, the future value is 12,860.36 pesos. Now, since we are going to solve for the interest also, so we can have or we can use this formula to get the interest or the amount of interest of an ordinary annuity. So use the formula I equals A minus RTM. So we got 12,860.36 as A. Substitute that in our formula as well as the values of R, T, and M. So I equals 12,860.36 minus 1,000 times 3 times 4. So that's 12,000. So the difference is 860.36. So the interest earned amounted to 860.36 pesos. Take note of this formula for interest class, okay? I equals A minus RTM for future value of ordinary annuity. For the future value of annuity due, we have a longer formula. The formula is A equals R times 1 plus I to the M times 1 plus I to the M raised to mt minus 1 all over I over M. So A is the future value of this annuity due. R still the regular payments, I nominal interest rate, M compounding period, T time in terms of years. Example 3. Find the future value of the annuity due with a regular payment of 1,500 pesos at 4% interest rate, compounded quarterly for 2 years and 6 months. So here, the regular payment is 1,500. Time is 2.5 years because 2 years and 6 months. I is 4% or 0.04. M is equal to 4. So we will be solving for the future value of the annuity due. So we are going to use this formula. Okay. So for the continuation, substitute the values of R, T, I, and M. So now you're going to have A equals 1,500 times 1 plus 0.04 over 4 times 1 plus 0.04 over 4 raised to 4 times 2.5 minus 1 all over 0.4 over 4. So here, in this, on the first part, when you get the product of 1,500 times 1 plus 0.04 over 4, that's 1,515. Then if you get the answer of these numbers inside the bracket, 1 plus 0.04 over 4 raised to 4 times 2.5 minus 1 all over 0.04 over 4, that's 10.4622124. So multiplying these two, you're going to arrive at A equals 12,860.36. So the future value of this annuity due is 12,860.36 pesos. Example number 4. What is the value of 10,000 pesos deposits made at the beginning of each year at 5% effective interest rate at the end of 20 years? Determine the total amount of interest earned in all deposits. So, in this problem, it is not directly stated that it is whether it is an ordinary or annuity due. But look at the keyword at the beginning of each year. So since there's the keywords at the beginning, so it indicates that this problem is about annuity due. So the regular payment or R is 10,000, time is 20 years, I is 5% or 0.05, M is equal to 1 because the compounding period is annually, 1,000 times 20 is 20 years. or each year, yearly. So let us solve for the future value of this annuity due. So our formula is longer. Substitute the values of R, T, I, and M. Now you have A equals 10,000 times 1 plus 0.05 over 1 times 1 plus 0.05 over 1 raised to 1 times 20 minus 1 all over 0.05 over 1. So in this part, 1.05 times 10,000, that's 10,500. Here, 1.05 raised to 20 minus 1 divided by 0.05, that's 33.0659,541. The product of these two is approximately 347,192.52. So the future value of this annuity due is equal to 347,192.52 pesos. Okay, so for the continuation, let us solve for the interest. Still, the formula for the interest is I equals A minus RTM. So this is for future value of ordinary annuity or annuity due. We have the same formula actually. So I equals 347,192.52 times or minus 10,000 times 20 times 1. So that's 347,192.52 minus 200,000, which is 147,192.52. Meaning to say that the interest earned amounted to 147,192.52 pesos. Okay, so solve for the following problems. Solve the following problems. So for number one, find the future value of the following. So letter A, an ordinary annuity with 12,000 pesos regular payment at 3% compounded semi-annually for 5 years. Then letter B, an ordinary annuity with 2,500 regular payment at 2% compounded quarterly for 2 years. Okay, so letter A and B is ordinary annuity or are ordinary annuity. Letter C, an annuity due with 10,000 pesos regular payment at 3% compounded monthly for 1 year. Letter D, an annuity due of 200,000 pesos regular payment at 2% compounded quarterly. So as you can see, letter C and D are both annuity due. For number 2, in a savings account crediting 3% annual interest rate compounded monthly, 1,000 pesos is deposited at the end of each month. What is the value the account at the end of 18 months? How much interest is earned in all deposits? So here, take a look of that problem, of this problem. So it is not directly stated whether it is an ordinary annuity or annuity due, but there is the keyword there at the end of each month. So since it is at the end, number 2 problem is solving or looking for the ordinary annuity. And also you must solve for the amount of interest. So use the formula. I equals A minus R empty. Then number 3, in a certain account providing an interest rate of R compounded quarterly, 2,500 is deposited every end of the quarter. What value of R will make the future value of the account 5,206 months? So number 3 problem is also ordinary annuity, but in this case, you're going to solve for R. Number 4, a 50-year-old employee wants to retire in 10 years. At his retirement, he wants to treat his extended family to a vacation. He estimated that he needs 100,000 pesos at the end of 10 years. In order to have this amount, he opened an account that gives 3% interest compounded annually. How much should he deposit in the account at the end of each year to accumulate 100,000 pesos in 10 years? Okay, so in this problem, it is also ordinary annuity because of the keyword at the end of each year. But here, you are not going to solve for the future value because the future value is already given, which is 10,000 pesos. In this case, you are going to solve for R because the question is how much should he deposit in the account at the end of each year. Okay? So number 4 problem will solve for R, ordinary annuity. Number 5, to start a business, Mang Juan wants to save a certain amount of money at the end of every month to put in an account providing 2% interest compounded monthly. His estimated startup capital is 150,000 pesos. If he wants to start a business in 1.5 years, how much monthly deposit must he put into the account? So again, at the end of every month, so that's ordinary annuity. So you will be solving for R also in number 5. Always remember, class, do mathematics to learn mathematics. Practice, improve, and stay curious. Keep safe, stay healthy, and God bless everyone. See you next time for our next lesson.